The first thing that I'm going to do is prime. I have oily skin, so I never skip this. This one is by Too Faced. It's their Cooling Matte Perfecting Primer. And I'm going to take 1 pump of this. And I'm going to apply this all over my face. I know that we want to keep things really natural, but then again, we want to control oil. We don't want to get oily, okay? For this particular look, I want my skin to glow. I want it to look like it has a very healthy glow, like it's glowing from within. And to achieve that, I am going to use one of my ZOEVA strobe gels. This particular one is PARHELIA. I hope I pronounced that right. And it looks like this. They are just like hydrating gels with some shimmer in them. And one thing that I love about these is the fact that they dry down matte. So they don't leave you feeling like greasy or like, I don't know, tacky or something. They dry down matte. So I'm just going to apply this all over my face. You guys can see that this does not look like white against my skin. You know, it's gold. And when things like this are gold, they tend to sit on, you know, darker skin a lot better. So now that I have that very subtle glow, I'm going to go on ahead and fill my brows in. So to fill my brows in, I'm going to be using my YANGA Beauty Brow Pencil. This is the BROWLUTION Brow Pencil. And I want my brows really soft for this look. One thing that I want to point out is that on days where I go for like a very soft makeup look, I don't make my brows like strong. I don't go for super defined, super dark brows. Because I feel like if your brows are strong and defined and fierce, the rest of your face has to balance it out. So if you're keeping everything simple on your face, you might as well keep your brows simple so that they don't look out of place, if that makes any sense. I'm going to set my brows real quick using the HVS brow palette. I'll be using this shade here. If your brows are thick, you know, honestly, you don't even need to do any of this. All you need to do is to just comb your brows upwards and you'll be fine. However, my brows are really sparse, so this is for girls like me. Okay, so to give my brows some definition, I am going to be using the ABH Pro Pencil in Base 3. This is not a concealer, but then it's just going to highlight my brows a little bit, just a tiny little bit in this area. I'm going to go on ahead and blend it out now. So for foundation, I'll be using the ARMANI Luminous Silk Foundation. This foundation is lightweight and it has a very skin-like finish. If you're looking for like a cheaper alternative to this, I would say the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation. The finish that you get with this foundation is like sheer to medium. It's not full coverage at all. So if you're going to be using a foundation like this and you have any kind of serious hyperpigmentation, I'd highly recommend that you maybe go over it with a concealer. Just dot some concealer over it before you go over with a sheer foundation like this. I'm going to use my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer on my immediate under eye area. I'm not going to be doing the normal highlighting that I would do, like, you know, taking it all the way into this place. I'm just going to focus in this area here. And then I'm going to apply some in this area and then down the bridge of my nose. Going in with my Mercier translucent powder. I'm not going to bake, I'm just going to use this to set all the areas where I applied my concealer. I'm going to go in with MILANI's pressed powder in Earth Glow. And I'm going to use this to just add some definition to my face. I'm going to go in with my powder brush and a little bit of Mercier translucent setting powder. And I'm going to use this to set the rest of my face. If you have a deep set crease, you honestly don't even need to bother with this step. But then I'm going to go in with the same powder that I used to contour and my MAC 224 blending brush. Any blending brush will do for this. And I'm just going to apply this in this area to just add some depth. To add a nice flush of color to the cheeks, I would recommend that you go in with like an orange toned blush. These kind of blushes, they look really natural on people my skin tone and they don't look like you've done anything obvious to your cheeks. So okay, to finish with the eyes, I'm just going to apply some mascara to my top and bottom lashes. So I'll be using my Clinique High Length Mascara on my top lashes, and on my bottom lashes, I'll be using my INGLOT Lash Enhancer Mascara. So the last thing that I'll do on the face is to go in with my Fenty Beauty Matchsticks, and this one is in cinnamon, and it's just like a cream highlighter in a stick. Just to highlight my eyelids a little bit, I'm going to apply this right on the center of my lid. With this type of makeup, I like to keep it really neutral with the lips, or I might go for like a very bright, bold, like red lip or something. In this video, I'm going to be doing a very neutral lip, and I'll be using my HVS Beauty lip palette, and this one is in number 2. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this color right here. This one is my favorite to use. It's like a pink with shimmer in it. What I'm going to do first of all is that I'm going to line my lips, okay? I'm not going to line my entire lips. I'm just going to define my Cupid's bow. That's all I'm going to do. I'll be using a brown lip pencil for this. This one is Chestnut by MAC. You guys can see that I have used this palette quite a bit. The one thing I like about this palette, because I have a couple of them, is the fact that they are really creamy, but then the finish that they give you is kind of matte at the same time. They're also pigmented. You can layer these. So this particular palette is number 5. My favorite color from this is this one here. These are so easy to apply. Just make sure that your hands are clean. I love this color a lot. For the number 4 palette, this one here is my favorite. It looks really bright on the pan, but it doesn't look that bright when you apply it on your lips. I'm going to apply a clear gloss over this one. I really like these palettes. They're from a Nigerian brand called HVS Beauty. And the reason why I like them is that they're just so wearable. Every time I do a nude lip these days, or like a pinky nude lip, I always use this. I always find a combo here, and I just like the fact that if you want your application to be really subtle, you can use your fingers and you can do that. If you want something that is a lot more bold, you can use a lip brush, and the colors look really nice and they wear well. They're not drying. I really love them. I know that you can get these from the HVS Beauty website. I think they sell for $12.50. In Nigeria here, you can get these from konga.com. I'm going to leave a list of all the places where you can get these in the description box, so please don't forget to check the description box out. But these palettes are really good. So this is the finished look. This look is very wearable, like super light. It almost looks like I have nothing on my face. So this is a lot easier than my back to school makeup tutorial, and it's also a lot easier than all the other makeup tutorials that I would normally do here on this channel. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to thumbs it up if you liked it, and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.
Okay, so I zoomed in a little bit so we can get in on the action here. So I already have moisturizer on my face, so I'm just gonna go ahead and prime with their foundation primer. So I like to use a primer for 2 reasons. One, because it protects my skin. It acts as a barrier between my skin and the makeup. And 2, it gives the loose powders something to stick to. It helps the loose powders to give me a little bit more coverage. Alright, so next I'm going to take their original loose powder foundation in the shade Golden Tan. This is slightly too light for me, so I like to focus this on the places of my face where I would highlight. So under my eyes, a little bit on my chin, and a little bit on my forehead. So I prefer to use the original finish rather than the matte finish powder. I just think with powders, my skin can kind of just get too dry, especially if it's like a matte powder. So I prefer to use something with a more natural finish. Alright, so with the loose powders, to avoid getting into a crazy mess, I just tap a little bit of the powder into the cap, and then I take my brush and just swirl it in the cap. Alright, so like I said, I'm just going to focus this on the areas of my face that I want to brighten up. And another thing I like about these powders is that they have SPF in it, so like perfect for daytime wear. So I don't know if you can see a difference on camera, but this has just kind of brightened up those areas a little bit. Alright, so now I'm going to take their all over face color, which is another loose powder, in the shade Warmth, and I'm just going to use that to warm up the other parts of my face. So I kind of just go in with this like a bronzer. I just feel like bronzer just automatically snatches your face. Like it gives you some dimension, makes you look a little sun-kissed, and what more could you really ask for? So again, I've just tapped a little bit of product into the cap, and I'm just swirling my brush in the cap. So you gotta be careful with this powder because it does kind of have a tendency to look a little bit red. You just gotta make sure that you blend it out. Do we see it happening? I feel like it kind of just gave me some warmth and a little bit of life to my face. Alright, so next I'm going in with the blush. It's the blush in the shade You Had Me at Merlot. I did feature this in my last video. So I'm only going to go in with a little bit. This is like super pigmented, so I have to be careful with how much I put on the brush. And just focusing this on like the apples of my cheeks. I always put too much. Alright, so after blush, I like to go in with a tiny, like a teensers of glow, just because it's me and I can't live without it. If you saw my last video, I used these with a wet brush to get more pigment and more glow from the gods type effect. For work, I like to be a little bit more subtle, so we're gonna use this with a dry brush and kind of just dust it over the cheeks for like a little subtle, natural glow that's just cute. So I'm gonna mix glistening topaz and rose quartz. See, it's just like super subtle, which is what we want. All right, and then by this point, I'm usually freaking out in the morning, like, oh my God, I'm late, I'm freaking out. I actually usually just do my lip gloss in the car or at work because I've always got this bad boy on me. This is my favorite gloss at the moment. It is their gloss in the shade Tantalize. How delicious is this color though? I love this gloss. This is my favorite gloss. It's not sticky or anything, and it's actually really moisturizing, and it lasts pretty long for a gloss. Alright guys, so that's it for this look. I told you it was gonna be super simple and sweet. This is my 5-minute look that I throw on in the morning quickly just so I can look alive. I feel like these products last me all day. However, my job is a desk job. I am sitting down in AC all day, so that probably has a lot to do with that. They're pretty lightweight, and you shouldn't expect them to like beat your face to the gods, but if you just want something to make you look a little bit more alive, with a little bit more color, slight bit of definition, but you still look kind of natural, then I would say the loose powders are for you. But yeah, I hope this was helpful for you guys. I will catch you in my next video. Bye!
So I already went ahead and primed my face with my NYX Honey Do Me Up primer, and so I'm gonna go ahead and conceal my skin. So because today is a no foundation kind of look, I'm just gonna use my concealers to even out my skin tone. So I'm starting off with my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Orange Corrector. And I'm gonna put that around my mouth because I have a lot of darkness there. So just a little bit, not very much, but just enough to cancel out the color. The trick when using corrector is not to use a lot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it out with my Morphe G6 flat foundation brush. So now I'm gonna conceal under my eyes, and I'm using my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Toast. I'm just trying to brighten up the eye. I'm not trying to make it look very unnatural, but just enough to make the actual under eye look awake. So I'm gonna go ahead with my Morphe M173 brush, and I'm gonna blend that in. The next thing we're gonna do is draw a little bit of light to the face. So I'm taking another Pro Concealer in the color Fawn, and I'm gonna put that at the highest points of my cheeks to really bring that forward. And I'm gonna blend that in with my Morphe G6 brush again. Next, I'm taking a more skin tone color. This is the shade Chestnut, and I'm just gonna cover the little blemishes on my face that are peeking through. And I'm gonna blend that out with my Morphe M173 brush. Instead of actually using the cream to contour and highlight my face, I'm just gonna do it with my powders. These are my Beach Cosmetics Studio Pro powders. So I have the shades 240, 250, and 255, and I'm gonna contour my face with these, or just set my face with these actually. Highlight my face, I'm going in with my Physicians Formula Bronze Booster. It looks like this. I've talked about it numerous times on my channel before, and I'm just gonna go to the highest points of my face. Now I'm gonna set all of this into my face with my MAC Prep and Prime. And while that is setting, I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows. I'm going to set my brows in place with my Essence Lash and Brow Clear Mascara. For my eyeshadow, I'm going in with the Balm Cosmetics Balm Voyage palette. I'm going to give my eyes a little definition with the color C3. Next, I'm going to use this beautiful olive right here, number D4, and I'm going to sweep that all over my lids. I'm also going to take that same color underneath my lids as well, and I'm using my Quo Definer Shadow Brush. To brighten up the inner corners, I'm going to take a champagne color, D3 over here, and put that in the inner corners of the eyes. And we're going to finish off the eyes with a little bit of mascara. I'm using my L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Waterproof Mascara on the top and bottom lids. Now I'm going to finish off my look with some lipstick. So I'm going to line my lips with my Kat Von D Everlasting Lip Liner in the color Lolita. The traditional way to line your lips is obviously to outline your lips, but today I'm going to use this a little bit differently. I'm going to use this as a color over my entire lips. I'm going to start off by filling in the inner portion of my lips. Then I'm going to take a drop of my DIY Beauty Elixir. If you guys haven't seen the video, I will link it down below. Next, I'm going to blend out the color with a soft eyeshadow brush and mix that in with a little bit of NYX lipstick. Using a lip liner before your cream lipstick will help to make sure that the color lasts all day. You can leave your lips like this, or you can top it off with a little bit of gloss. Today I'm using my Estee Edit by Estee Lauder in the color White Flash. And now your look is complete. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I'll see you lovely ladies and gents in my next one.